Hey everybody, this is your girl Vernique Esther on another episode of Perspectives on Wife. Thank you for joining us. Today we have my girl, my friend, my VSU alumni. Hey. Okay, go Blazers. We have her with me. This is Kay Lucas Hillman. She has been married about 1.5 years to her hubby Tay, and she is a photographer. She's founder of the Social Savvy Co, as well as She's a Creative, which is a podcast and a group. So if you're creative, y'all need to join. Find her on Facebook.
Yes.
She aims to empower women who are creatives and who are business owners. So she's also opening up and doing a YouTube channel with her and her hubby, talking about their life and all that good stuff. They're super cute, y'all. Adorbs. So y'all check it out. I'll put the link below. And yeah, I mean, like, seriously, what don't you do, Kay? Like,
not much. I do everything.
Well, I'm glad to have you here from your super busy schedule to spend some time with us and give us some wisdom and just some strategy, all of that.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So, two questions that I ask everybody. One, if you had to define the word wife, how would you define it?
Helpmate. I believe that marriage is a partnership, and as a wife you have to be a partner. You have to help. And for like nowadays, you know, there used to be like traditional roles for wives, but like I don't really believe in that. My husband and I, we don't really like stick to that, you know. Like if he cooks, I'll clean. If I cook, he clean. Like it's about being a helpmate. So that's how I would define a wife.
I like that. All right. And if you had a soundtrack to your marriage, what would it be? What song really describes you?
Oh my gosh, I would say,
like on the Lifetime movie of Kay and Tay, what song is playing in the background?
Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
Y'all so cheesy.
Yeah, we are so cheesy. Okay, so side story. My husband, he's obsessed with Ed Sheeran, and he really loves that song. Yeah, that was our wedding song. And so whenever I think about it, I can literally run through our entire relationship, like everything we go through, because it talks about different things that you go through. Yeah. And so that would describe it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, did you just bust this man's Ed Sheeran, like, mild obsession?
It's out. It's out.
And I ain't edited it out neither. Look, you gonna have to deal with that later.
Don't edit it out. It's out there now.
All right now. Look, we already spilling secrets, so you know it's gonna be good.
There we go. The tea.
Okay, so. All right, tell us a little bit about your love story.
So my love story, where do I start? Okay, so we met on New Year's Eve of 2000 and, sorry Tay, I don't know. So whatever it is, we've been together for 5 years. So this past January, New Year's was 5 years that we've been together. And so we met because I was at my friends and I in a sorority, we all went to Atlanta. And we went and saw the Peach Drop. He was there with some friends that we kind of knew about, and from there we were like kind of inseparable. So the biggest thing about us meeting is that Tay kissed me when, like, at New Year's. We were strangers. That's disgusting.
Wait, so he just grabbed you?
He just grabbed me and kissed me.
He was like, "Look, I'm gonna shoot my shot."
He shot his shot, and it was horrible. It was the worst kiss I've ever had in my entire life. I swear, it was the worst kiss I've ever had in my life. Worst kiss I've ever had in my life. And I told him. After he did it, I told it to his face. So then he kissed me again, and it was still bad. Like, he thinks that it was the best kiss ever, but like,
this is a stranger, you kissed me. I'd be like, not only should you not have kissed me, but it was nasty.
Exactly.
And then my boy tried again.
He tried again.
That's called persistent.
And it was still nasty. It was still not all that. But he was really nice. He was charismatic, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So we kind of stuck together like the whole weekend that we were there. So that's how our relationship started. And we've been long distance pretty much our whole relationship. We didn't move in together. We didn't live in the same city until 6 months after we got married.
After you got married?
Yes. So we didn't live together before getting married. And then when we were married, we were separate for 6 months because I was in grad school at the time.
Wow. We gotta talk about that. Like, we gotta talk about that. So how did you get married and then didn't live in the same place for 6 months?
Well, priorities. So at the time, a priority for us as a family was for me to finish grad school. And it was very important for me to finish and get my degree because I had tried a lot of different things, a lot of different careers. And so when I went to grad school, it was very important to me to finish. But I ended up not finishing. Like, to this day, I still haven't finished grad school. Wow. And I'm not mad about it because I took a different path. But so that's why I stayed in Valdosta for 6 months, and then, you know, afterwards I came back up here. Like, the whole thing was we weren't gonna live together. Like, I had the opportunity to go to school up here, but that would require us living together. I'm very traditional in certain values, and so like sex before marriage was one of them. Like, I didn't compromise on that, and so I knew living together would like probably lead to that. So I made the decision. Well, we both made the decision, let me say that. Tay is probably one of the most respectful men I've ever met in my life, and I think that as women, we have to give men the opportunity to show us who they are. You know what I'm saying? I would have never known that he was like that if I didn't give him the opportunity, and if I didn't, you know, just because he kissed me, chump him off. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because someone kisses you doesn't mean that they're trying to get in your pants all the time. We have to give men the opportunity to show us who they are, you know? And if they prove you, you know, right in your assumptions, okay, now you know how to act. But if they prove you wrong, you could gain so much. So
I really like that point, because I know, like, especially, you know, we're both believers, and especially in like the Christian sphere, a lot of times for some of my sisters who are like, not only no sex before marriage, no nothing, like no kissing or whatever, they might really be offended by that and be like, nah, this is not the one, or whatever the case may be. Or this is not the person I'm supposed to marry, like, because the man that I would marry would not be trying to kiss me. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody who also believes in, you know, celibacy before marriage and all that kind of stuff, you know, this person kissed you, but you still were like, no, I'm gonna still give him the opportunity. And it was bad, by the way.
Exactly.
Like, it was bad, and like, you still gave him a chance. Girl, you was like, you know what?
I was giving all the chances.
All of them, sis. Because I'd be like, no more of that for the rest of my life.
No more chances.
And so, words of wise for those of us who are a little bit more stuck up when we're dating.
Not stuck up.
Are we gonna call it how we?
I mean, but that's the truth.
I'm saying, have a standard. Always have a standard. But just because somebody may not, one, know your standard, because he probably didn't even know.
Yes, that's true.
And just because, you know, they may kind of skirt a little bit around it, doesn't mean that they're a bad person. If you explicitly tell them your standard and they violate them, that's different.
Yes.
But give the person the opportunity to adhere to the standard.
Yes. And like you said, a lot of times people don't know. Like, he had no way of knowing that I was a virgin, that I wasn't having sex, you know, like, he had no way of knowing that. But first off, he proved to me that he wasn't even gonna try me, because he didn't the time I was there. And I could have very easily been a one-night stand. Right. And then on top of that, when I did make it known, like, oh, you know, hey, I'm not comfortable with that, it never came up again. Like, that was the end of it. You know what I'm saying? And like, yes, there are times that things get like a little bit too far, but he always respected that boundary, and he would stop it on his own, which was great, you know. So like you said, you have to give people the opportunity to show you that they can do whatever it is you're asking. Right. Period.
So before you were this bomb entrepreneur that I know you are, what were you doing?
Woo. Okay, so in undergrad, I went to school to be a doctor. So I was a biology major, pre-med. I actually went to medical school and I hated it, so I dropped out. And so I've been on a track to be in the medical field for years now. So I went to med school. After I got out of med school, I did a year of community service with AmeriCorps. And so I worked with adults with special needs. I love working with that community. I think special needs adults and kids even are just an amazing group to work with. So I did that. And then I transitioned into working at a group home for special needs adults. And then from there, that's when I went to grad school. And after grad school, child, it was over. I was just trying, there's too much money out here to be made for me to be sitting here working for somebody else. And this is my experience, because I know there are plenty of people that love working their 9 to 5. Good for you. But that life is not for me, and it's just not for me. Like, period.
First of all, sis said it's too much money out here for you to be sitting in somebody's class. No, I'm just playing. Don't go to class.
Please go to class.
Listen, I went to grad school. I work a 9 to 5. Like, I get it. But, you know, for those of us who feel the pressure to go to school and do all these things, and you're not passionate about what it is that you're studying.
Okay, that was a major key, though. If you are not passionate about what you're studying, get out. Okay, because you waste a lot of time and money. Like, that's my biggest piece of advice. But I encourage you to at least try. At least try school. You know, I tried med school, didn't like it, I left. I tried grad school, finished all the way up, and got to a point that I was like, you know what, I don't like this, so I'm gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't hurt you to at least try. I still have that experience. I still have experience. I can go back and get a job tomorrow if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to, like, you know, quit their job and now I'm an entrepreneur, or drop out of school and now I'm, no, don't do that, you know. But
because I ain't doing it. Not yet, but I'm saying
it's levels.
Right, it's levels. We gotta build first. So now, you were married and in grad school, and then you decided to switch gears.
Yes.
So how was that, kind of explaining that to your husband and talking through that? And y'all were newlyweds.
Yeah. We were newlyweds, and I was just now moving. Because, okay, so it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard, and now it's great. But at the beginning, if you are going through this transition, it's gonna be a little difficult because your spouse, they're thinking about the bills that need to be paid.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and in your mind, you're like, oh yeah, I know if I do this, I'll be able to pay that, and I can cover that, and I can do that. Like, you get it, but they might not get it yet. Like, they might need a second, you know what I'm saying? And so it's definitely interesting, and it's definitely that kind of hard to overcome that. And so what I did is I told him a plan. I was like, look, this is what I'm gonna do. So it is not beneath me to deliver nobody groceries. It's not beneath me to drive Uber. It's not beneath me. So I told him, I'm not working a 9 to 5 because I don't want to, period. I will cover my portion of whatever I'm covering, whatever my part of the bills are. And that's something you guys have to figure out, who is, you know, what's everybody's responsibility financially. I'm gonna cover it through these side hustles that give me the flexibility to work on my business.
Gotcha.
But that's what I had to do. And when he realized, like, okay, you know, yeah, she's, you know, doing her photography, she's doing social media, but she's also like making a steady income with things like Instacart, Uber, you know, there's a lot of different things y'all can do out there that are very flexible. Nannying, like I haven't done it yet, but that's another flexible, you know, it's pretty flexible.
Loved it.
Yeah, especially night nursing. Night nursing is something, and
they make dope money.
Yes, and you can stay up all night working on your business. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. Is
she just
watching people's kids. Exactly. And you can do that full time or part-time, whatever, to make the income that you need to fund your business. But it was definitely a hard transition at the beginning because it's like, you know, we have bills to pay, we were trying to do things, you know, and we're newlyweds, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden you don't want to work, you know. And that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're saying, I don't want to work, and that's true. I don't want to work. That's exactly what I was saying. But I didn't mean that I wasn't going to bring in any income to our family. Exactly. So being clear about what you're saying is you're not saying you're not bringing no money in, you're not paying your bills. You're saying, hey, I want to do it a different way. I want to do it in a way that aligns with who I am and what I can contribute to the world.
That's good. I want to do it in a way that aligns with who I am.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I think too, though, like you said, I'm not saying that I don't want to contribute, So for those of y'all who are in this space, that better be what you're saying. Because you're like, no, I'm not working and I don't want to work and I'm not.
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
That's a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom, whatever. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you have to make those intentions clear on the front end.
Yes.
That's not something that you spring up on nobody. If you knew before you went, and I know women like this who are like, yeah, when I get married, it's done.
That's it.
I'll have your kids, I'll, you know, take care of the home, and that's beautiful. I know some amazing stay-at-home moms, but you have to make those intentions clear on the forefront. Don't quit your job and be like, yeah, you said you were gonna take care of me for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, and the guy's like, but when I married you was working. That's a dating thing. Like, not first date, y'all.
Not first date.
For the crazy. Not first date. But, you know, if you're dating somebody consistently and, you know, you guys have been going on, you have some intentions that, hey, we want to see this go further. We have dreams to get married and all those types of things. Let's talk about those things. So how did changing careers affect your marriage? Like, what are some specific things that you can point out that it affected, and how supportive was he? I know you said it was kind of hard at the beginning.
So it affected quite a few things. At the beginning, so when I first moved up here and we moved in together, we moved in with his parents. Okay. And it's just financially smart. I hope my kids get married and move in with me if we have the space for them, because it allows us to build and grow, and it allows us to save, because we were newlyweds and everybody might not have it like that. We didn't live together beforehand, so we hadn't figured out our finances and everything. So we needed a little bit of time to get it together. So we lived with his parents for 3 months.
And ain't no shame in that, because I know some people who've had to do that, and I know a lot of people come in with like, nah, don't marry me unless you can put me in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. Like, no. I wouldn't have had those opportunities, and that wasn't necessarily something that I would want to do. However, I know plenty of people who've done it and helped to build, take them to the next level. So just because you have to move with, somebody's parents does not mean that it was bad timing for a marriage or those types of things. I think people can equate those things. And sometimes it's just a smart financial move.
Yes. And it doesn't mean that your marriage is failing or that you're a failure as a family or anything. It's a blessing to be able to have a family that takes you in. Because like you said, everybody might not have that opportunity to go home, you know what I'm saying, to go to a parent's house, you know what I'm saying. And so I consider myself very fortunate, and I love my experience living with his parents, you know what I'm saying.
I'm about to say,
and people don't say that
part.
I need to leave that out.
That part, everybody ain't saying that.
I mean, but
I ain't never heard that, but
but that's true. Like everybody doesn't everybody's not fortunate enough to be able to say the same thing that I'm able to say, but it's worth giving it a try if it's going to help you, you know what I'm saying. Because and sometimes you have to know your role. It was not my house. I'm not the woman of this house, and you have to humble yourself real quick. You have to humble yourself real quick. These are not your pots and pans. This is not your kitchen. This is not, you need to clean up after yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that you have to humble yourself with, but I had a great experience living with my I don't call them my in-laws, but for the purposes of this, I will say my in-laws. I call them my mom and dad because that's my family, period. You know what I'm saying? And so I had a great experience, but it didn't mean that we weren't ready to get married. You know, we did that. We took a beat so we could get ready and prepare for what we were doing in the future. And so when you said like, what did my switch do? It did push us back a little bit on when we were gonna move out, because when I came up here, we were supposed to have our own place, but because I wasn't working, we had to figure out a way to generate the income to afford our own place,
right?
You know, and it just made a lot of sense for me to come in to his family's house. So that was one thing that I think it did to affect our marriage. I think another thing is that as an entrepreneur, like, get used to team no sleep. You do not sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't sleep, like you're up all the time, you're always working, there are no days off. So that's something that we had to kind of get used to, because he goes to work, you know, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever he does. And when he comes home, he's expecting to spend time with his wife. But baby, your wife is working.
Come on.
Your wife is trying to get her money, like, period. You know what I'm saying?
Get her money.
So it's like, that's something that it affected, you know. And with our sex life, you know, when you're working all the time, you get exhausted. So when it's time to go, I'm just like, dang, we didn't just do it yesterday? Like, cause I'm tired. Like, I'm just like, oh man.
You be like, hold on now.
Yeah.
Can I skip a day?
Right? Can we get a day of rest? Baby, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. Can we please get a rest?
Wait, I can't. She said it's Sunday.
Bruh, like, I be needing a break, you know what I'm saying? But then it's only because you're physically exhausted from what you're doing. It's not that I don't want to have sex with my husband. Of course I do. I want to bust it wide open whenever I can. Period. That's my right. That's my right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so there's not, you know, and if he say, let's go, okay, let's go, we're gonna do this, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be thinking like, dang, we just did this yesterday. I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? But like, it does affect, like, a lot of things get affected when you're an entrepreneur. And as we were shifting into a new space as a couple, because at first I was working, I was making an income, I was, you know, teaching, doing whatever, and now I'm moving into this new space of, oh, well, she's home all the time, you know, if she only goes out this time, like, so what are you doing all day? I'm actually working though, you know. Right. So those are just a few things that
though, I think, I mean, you said so much.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, no, that was so good. But one is, how do you get, and I know women who've experienced this, how do you get past, or how do you relate to your spouse, I wasn't just home all day. I wasn't just home all day.
Yeah, that's a hard one. It's still something that I'm overcoming, and I've been like doing this for a few months now. Well, actually a year now.
I've been
going through this for a year now. Oh wow, congratulations to me. So yeah, for a year, and we're still like having to navigate, you know, oh, but you were home all day, like what were you doing? And
that the way, if there's anything that could make me like somebody outside, what were you doing? You don't worry.
Don't worry about what I was doing.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Worry about yourself. Okay. But when you're married, you can't.
Right, you can't. Because you're accountable. You're still accountable to each other.
Come on, accountability.
You're accountable to each other.
That's built-in accountability.
Yes. You have to be accountable to this person. And so, like, what happened? How you overcome that is through consistent action. If you consistently show up every day for yourself, if you consistently show up every day for your business, they have to take you seriously. You take yourself seriously, he's gonna take you seriously. Period. You know what I'm saying? So at the beginning, yes, it does look like I'm doing nothing all day. Because I'm in my pajamas. I don't change my clothes. Like, you know, bathe and put on the same clothes. Like, that's what I do every day. Bathe and put on the same clothes. So he's like, dang, you changed from 2 days ago. Yes, I have though. I've been getting up every day. I've been working. I've been doing this. So now that he sees the money coming in, or now when he sees that other people are saying what a great job his wife is doing, or when other people are talking about me and stuff, now he can see it. Now it makes sense, like, oh, so I was gone all day, but she did do something. You know what I'm saying? So yes, at the beginning, they're not gonna understand. That's okay, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? What does the Bible say? We don't have to be with someone like, so what does it say? When you're with someone that's not a believer, you can still stay married to them. Because through your actions, they will see. They will be able to become saved. Yes, they will be able to see. It's the same thing. It's the same thing in entrepreneurship. At the beginning, they may not see. Y'all might not be on the same page. You're on two different paths. Okay? But if through your actions, they will see what you're doing, and they will catch on, and they will get it. You just have to be patient and give it a second. And you have to be patient with them because they don't understand what you're doing. You have to be, like, a lot of times we want our husbands, we want spouses to understand, but we don't always seek to understand them. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, both parties always want, and that's throughout anything in marriage, we both want to be understood. But are we taking the time as the entrepreneur, am I taking the time to understand, you know what? He probably is struggling with this because this didn't match his expectation. You know what? It probably does look like I was sitting all day, but maybe if I could do X, Y, and Z and not just get defensive. Yes. If I can show some Carfax, then maybe it might ease a little bit of the tension, because again, as a provider, he wants to make sure, like, I'm sure his preference would be that, you know, he would do whatever it is that he's doing and it would cover everything and there'd be abundance. But you know what, I do kind of, you know, need my wife to walk alongside me and provide for the family, a helpmate. And so and so as a provider, as somebody who's thinking in that way, I need to know that you're holding up your part, because that actually reflects on me. Yes. Come on, insecurity. Yes. Come on, making sure that you know, all things are in alignment. So that's major. Like, we have to, as, you know, women entrepreneurs, make sure that the person that you're with, that you're not only seeking to be understood, but that you're trying to understand. Yes. That is the biggest key to making it successful, and to overcome the hurdles that happen at the beginning. And it doesn't get easier the further along you get. He understands what I do now. He respects what I do. You know what I'm saying? But when I go a week without making any money, and he goes to work every day and he still gets a paycheck, that's still hard to understand sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Now, luckily for me, he understands sales, commission, he understands those things. But everybody's spouse doesn't understand that. All they see is, so you were home all week, you said you were working, but you didn't make any money. You have to extend grace to them. You know what I'm saying? Just like you want them to be patient with you and to understand that you're still doing your part, you have to be graceful to them when they don't understand. And just be like, you know what? Like, just sit down and say, hey, you know, I'm trying my best, and don't worry, I got us. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my part, you know what I'm saying? And be humble. It is nothing for me. If I go 2 weeks and I don't get any money, I'm gonna go make some money somewhere. If I have to bag groceries, if I have to do something, I'm gonna go do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna leave my husband hanging. Come on. I'm not gonna have him being the only one that's contributing and providing. No, I have a part to uphold, and I'm gonna do that. So you have to think about it in both ways. And as the entrepreneur, because you're the one that's making the changes, a lot of the time as the entrepreneur, we're the one changing the dynamic. So we have to come to be a little more accommodating and understanding to our partner, our spouse's point of view. Right. So one thing that Kay and Tay do, y'all too cute. Kay and Tay. Okay, so one thing that they do is yearly vow renewals, which I thought was super cute and super sweet. Even though they've only been married a year and a half, you plan to make this a tradition. So you had your wedding, and then you just had a vow renewal, or you didn't just, but you had a vow renewal on your anniversary, which is June 24th. Okay, she got that. I got that date. Oh, that's 2 days after my birthday. Hey. So yeah, so she does yearly vow renewals. How did that come about? Because I love that. I really wanted us to, no matter what, because every marriage has its ups and downs. You always go through different things throughout the year and stuff, and I wanted to have one time where we came together and acknowledged each other for where we were today. Wow. And where we're gonna go next year. It's not a game. Marriage is not a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real life stuff, you know. This girl. It's not a game. There are no games. It's not a game with marriage. It's not a game. It's not easy. Sometimes it's not fun. Sometimes you don't like each other, but you love each other. You know what I'm saying? And so each year, I really, and after we did it, because Tay was not feeling the whole vow renewal, because he was like, more money. Like, nah, girl, he was not feeling it. He was like, more money spent, more this, more that. But no, my vow renewal, I bought some balloons from Party City.
It was super cute.
Yeah, I bought some balloons and some fishing wire and hung them from the ceiling. That was it. And we put some chairs down and my family came over. Simple. I'm not trying to spend a lot of money. The whole point is that me and you are gonna confirm what we said to each other. We're going to leave everything behind. We're gonna move forward and we're gonna do it in front of our family to keep us accountable.
Oh my gosh.
Period. Take a note.
I'm gonna do that. And don't come to me talking about something Vernique stole my idea. I did, and I did it on live TV.
Exactly.
Right. So don't come for me.
For my kids, I'm setting an example. I'm letting them know this is how a family works. This is how you stay together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, our grandparents, great grandparents, you know, they used to stay together for like billions of years. Like my grandparents were together for 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And actually he died a week before the 50th anniversary.
Wow.
So yeah, so my grandma, she was fussing at him like, are you kidding me? Like, you know,
that's so funny.
You robbed me of my 50, you know.
How you gonna be dead and you know the anniversary? See, you always did used to play with my anniversary.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what she said. She
that's the kind of love I
want. It was so funny. But it was so cute. And it taught me like this is what marriage looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy because my grandma, she tells me now, like it was not easy dealing with different things, you know, but you have to find something to keep you together. And so for us, it's going to be that vow renewal. It's going to be so that we can keep ourselves accountable to each other, to our family, and when our kids come up, I want them to see a good example of a healthy relationship. At least we're going to try.
Yes.
At least you're going to give it your best effort. Regardless of all the craziness that goes on, you have to give it your best effort, and you have to set a good example for your children. Like, and I just take kids so seriously that when my kids get here, Tay, you stuck. You stuck like Chuck.
Who raising kids by themselves?
Okay. Okay.
So back to full-time entrepreneurship. So it can be super demanding, more demanding than a job at times, and you said that sometimes you team no sleep. So how do you balance everything, like your marriage, your social life, self-care, you're a sorority sister, you're a family member, you're all these different things. How do you balance it all and maintain a successful and thriving business all at the same time?
So there's no such thing as balance. Let me say that. Let me dispel that myth. There's no such thing as balance. You can try to make things regular or normal, but there's no such thing as balance. Who defines balance? Who can tell you that where you're spending your time and energy and efforts is right or wrong?
Hey, you better teach me on today.
I mean, it's the truth. Who can tell you that? Who can tell you that? I do have goals that I set for myself, like, oh, I want to make sure that I spend time with this person. I do set phone reminders to text my friends. I do make sure that I call my mom every other day, you know, at a minimum every other day. I really try to talk to her more because I know me. I know that things can get busy and I'll run out of time. I also have a thing where, which is why sometimes when you text me, I don't text back. I don't talk to anybody until from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's when you can talk to me. Any other time is reserved for my family. So like my mama can call me at 1 o'clock or, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock at night, whatever. She can call me. She can call me at 8 in the morning if she wants. But I'm not going to talk to other people because I need to make sure that I'm giving people, like the close people to me,
that's good,
my time. You know what I'm saying? And I have to make sure, I have to do that to make sure I make time for them.
And I know people who do this, and ain't no shame in your game you do this, scheduling in sex.
Yes.
Have you done that?
I haven't. I haven't done that just because we're still new. So it's still fun.
No, so I think that doesn't necessarily take away the fun, but when you're super, super busy, I don't think I ever did that per se. But I would track, you know, on the app.
Well, now we track on the app and everything like that.
I'd be like, ooh, I miss, it's been. I'm gonna get on that.
We are a little different because remember, for 6 months we weren't living together for the first 6 months of our marriage. You know what I'm saying? So like we're still in the newlywed
we get to have sex all the time.
Is that like right? Oh, so when you walk in, I can just do it, like you know, it's that kind of thing with us right now. So we haven't got there yet, but if it gets to that point, I'm totally gonna schedule it. There's nothing wrong with that. I have a friend who does that, and it's the best thing ever for her marriage because like I'm not gonna say it's our responsibility or duty or like you're required, but like it is a part of marriage. You know what I'm saying? And so,
girl, that is required.
I mean, yeah, but I don't like to say it like that because, like, you know,
as far as women,
yes.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, you, like, I don't want it to be like, it's not a chore. That's what I mean. So yes, it's required, but it's not a chore. You know what I'm saying? So you should enjoy doing it. You should enjoy the opportunity to do it. You know, the blessing to do it. If you don't do it,
it ain't gonna get done.
I mean, hey, and you're gonna be upset if it do get done. Think about that.
And sorry,
I didn't mean to laugh.
For those of y'all who missed it.
Exactly. Newsflash. But you know, but yeah. So like you said, like scheduling, prioritizing, like I really make a good effort to do that. But sometimes I fall short, and that's okay. I'm kind to myself because I know who I am. I know that I'm a good friend. I know I'm a good wife. I know I'm a good daughter. I know I'm a good entrepreneur. Like, I know I'm these things. So sometimes if it falls through the cracks, it may be because I'm in the middle of a launch that's really important to me. You know what I'm saying? So I make it clear to my friends and family, hey, this is what I'm going through right now in this season. Don't be upset if I don't text you back immediately. Just understand that life is about checks and balances, but there's no such thing as always being in balance. So
I guess we don't have to worry about balance, guys. We can just wipe that off. It's not about balance. It's about prioritizing what you need in that season.
And communicating.
I love that. You done taught me something. Child, I thought this was my show. All right, so what is the next thing for you as an entrepreneur? Like, what, are you comfortable doing this, or will you be onto something totally different? Like, what's the next move?
So I'm very happy in the space that I'm in right now. I'm super excited because my community that you were talking about, the She's a Creative community, is growing. I almost have 500 members in the group, which is exciting. Yeah, so with that, I'm just trying to do more to empower and help other women do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to say, like, hey, I want to give this entrepreneurship thing a try. And I'm not telling people to quit their jobs. I'm just saying, hey, try something, try another option, make some extra money. I just want to help people live the life they want to live. Live your best life, whatever that means. You know what I'm saying? Live your best life. And so I'm excited because this year I'm planning to do like more events for the group. I'm planning to like launch a t-shirt line with my girl Jasmine.
Ooh. Yes. Oh, she made this shirt.
She made this shirt, and she's gonna help me with my t-shirt line.
I will tag her in the bottom.
Yes, so I'm planning to do that. I have a lot of different kind of products that are coming out, and then I'm doing like ebooks and stuff. So I'm really trying to step back into the space of teaching because that's who I am. Like, at the core of me, I'm a teacher. And so I'm really excited about getting into that space, but I'm just excited about this whole year in general and just the future trajectory of my business. With my photography, like booking weddings and working with like creatives and so, like, I'm just super excited. Like, this is where I was meant to be. I was meant to be creating. I was meant to be touching, reaching out and working with people. Like, that is me. And like, it's such a blessing when you're able to find where you belong in life, where God has gifted you to show up.
For women who do specifically want to pursue entrepreneurship, what are some, like, and they just don't know where to start, like, I want to do this but I don't know where to start, what is some advice that you could give them?
I would start with figuring out the top 5 things that interest you, that you think that you could do whether you got paid or not. So
top 5 things.
Yeah, because because you need options, because what I started out doing is not what I'm doing today. Okay. You know, so give yourself some options and be graceful with yourself when it changes. Because in entrepreneurship, you'll realize, like, while this may have been like, I like this, it was cool and all, but like, this is actually what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may shift, it may change. So you have to be open to that. So that's why I say give yourself 5. You got 5 times to try something different. Start there, and then of course you want to do the legal thing. So once you decide that, I am a huge advocate of making your business legal, because when you make your business legal, you know you legit.
How long you been telling me this?
Yes, exactly. Because you're invested at that point. Like, man, when I saw Mrs. KH LLC, I was like, dang. And then I went and got a bank account. Child, you can't tell me nothing now. Hello. You can't tell me nothing about myself. Like, I am a business owner, point blank period, you know? And maybe you might not want to start there. Another way that you could start is you have your idea, you know what you want to do, validate your idea. See who's interested. Talk to your friends and family about it, and be mindful that they are not your customer. I hate when people say, my family, my friends, they don't you know, have my back, you know, they don't support me. Strangers support me before, but whatever. Okay, it is because your friends and family are not your ideal customer. They don't care about what you're doing, but they still support you. They're still proud of you. They still talk about you. They still share you with other people. It's just that they're not gonna buy because they don't need it. So we got to get out of that mind frame. If people,
stop cussing your family out because they don't want to buy your little stank shirt.
Okay, it's not that deep. Like, it makes me so upset whenever I see that. But validate your ideas. See if there are people out there that are interested in what you're doing. Surround yourself with other entrepreneurs. Facebook, social media, it makes it so easy for you to find other entrepreneurs that are doing similar things to encourage you and to help you along the way. So you want to get plugged in. So you have your idea, make it legal, and then go find your tribe of people that can help you get to the next level, or that can applaud with you and understand what the struggles are of being an entrepreneur. So that's my little advice.
Thank you so much for your time, for your insight. Where can we follow you and get more amazing information? Where can we follow you and just follow everything that you're doing and keep up with you?
So I'm gonna make it easy for everybody because I got everything.
Ciao.
I have like 5 Instagrams. Like, I be doing the most. But so you can follow me at Mrs. K Hillman. So I guess you can drop it below because that's easy. So Mrs. K Hillman on my Instagram. You can see like all my other pages. So you can see my photography, my social media, my YouTube channel. You can see all that when you go to the link in my bio on Instagram. And then if you want to join the She's a Creative community, there's also a link in there for you to join that one. And I have a podcast on iTunes called She's a Creative Podcast by KH. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
And she launched an ebook in January.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so the ebook is going to be about helping people create content to basically market and sell their business. So people need to know, who you are, why they should, care about what you do, whatever like that. And the only way you can do that is through creating content like this video. So this is, she's a prime example. She's a great student. Helping you create the content and know how to come up with topics and things to talk about to let people know who you are, what your business is, and why they should buy from you. It's attraction marketing.
Sounds like you need it.
Yeah, you need it.
So thank you so much. This was great, guys. So tune into the next episode. We do these monthly. So in March we'll have another guest. But for now, let's say bye to Kay.
Bye. Meow.